so sorry. Susan Campfield here with SueStampfield.com. Oh my goodness, we're in for another creative adventure together. Hello, welcome to my stamp room. I apologize for the feedback there. I hit the wrong button, so I'm so sorry. Welcome everyone. I'm so glad that you're here. I'm ready for a Saturday night of creating. How about you? I don't know what we're going to make. I'm hoping you help me figure it out. I've got a layout, I've got a design we can follow, but I'm hoping you'll help me decide what papers and products that we use. So welcome everyone. So good to have you here. I hope you're having a great weekend. It is Saturday night here in Minnesota and it is a balmy 32 degrees. We're above, well, we're right at freezing. Wanted to let you know before I get started here that I am a messy crafter, and so I often lose things, and when I lose them, I find them again eventually, and when I do, we all say found it and we take a sip of our beverage. So let me know what's in your cup tonight. I have ice water in my cup, my go-to favorite. And shout out to Jennifer Walsh hanging in the comments. She is our wonderful moderator and she's here to share measurements and all the things. So thank you for all you do, Jennifer. I'm going to go ahead. 60 degrees in Oregon. It's balmy. It's balmy. Diet Pepsi. All right, very good. I'm going to switch to the desktop camera. Oh, there we go. Oh my goodness, craziness. We got stuff here. I don't even know. What did I do with the diet? Oh, who knows? All right, I'm already losing stuff. Okay, so in the last video on Tuesday, we made this card right here. And that one I did pre-record because I was out of town. I was down at the Christmas tree farm. So this was a fun fold card and it was based on a swap card that I got from Ruth Bingle. So it's just a fun way to show off both sides of your pretty designer series paper. This one we used the perennial lavender paper. This was the one I had made previously with the assistance of my wonderful Stampfield Stars team members, again with the perennial lavender. The one I got in the swap from Ruth Bingle was this one with the wonderful Flight and Airy designer series paper. That was a free celebration choice. I do not know of Ruth, you're upline. Oh, that's awesome, Debbie. She's such a sweetheart. I do not have a name for this. I should have messaged Ruth and asked her if there was a name for it. So I'm just calling it Pretty Paper Accordion Fold Card because that's what it is, right? It's just a great way to show off your designer series paper. So we're going to make another one of this fold. That's my plan. And I have two very different papers that I'm debating about. I would love you to help me decide. So one way that we could go is we could use the adorable Be Mine designer series paper and do a Valentine card with some bees, or a love card, I should say, with some bees on it. Or we can go a completely different route and we could go with this paper. This paper is the part of the Lovely and Sweet is the name of the bundle. The paper is called Nature's Sweetness. There's actually two bundles that's part of this. And this paper has one side that has gold elements to it and one side that is a neutral, not shiny. So that would be another name we do. Does this card stand for display? Good question. Let's check it out. That is a great question, Jennifer. So let's see if it does. Yes. Answer is yes, it does. So it does stand for display. I'm seeing some votes coming in here. You guys are awesome. You're going to help me figure this out. So far, I'm seeing Nature's Sweetness. I've got several votes for bees coming in, though. So I realize the two products are completely different. With this particular design, you do want to pick a paper where both sides coordinate or look well together, right? So some of our papers would not blend as well with this particular card, like this one. You know, it would be fine. This one we do show off both sides, but they're not like together. So, because there's no Moody Mauve in this one, and there's Moody Mauve here. I hope that makes sense. So, let's see where we're at with our votes. looks like nature's sweetness has squeaked out the win here over the bees. So I'm excited because I've not done a lot of creating with this set. I did get a swap card just last weekend from Carol Nordquist with this suite. And it's just stunning, right? So I think it shows you how beautiful this particular bundle can be. This is the Nature's Sweetness, and she colored, it looks like she colored the flowers with the white ink. So I think she probably used re-inker and just colored it on. I know, isn't that beautiful? And it's embossed in gold in Pebbled Path and a little gold layer behind, but just a beautiful card with the Pebbled Path ribbon here. Just absolutely gorgeous card from Carol Nordquist. And so we're gonna let's give this a go. I'm gonna pull out some different patterns that might work well for us. So this one, let's look how the two papers go together. So this one has a little bit of gold speckle and kind of a newsprint look on there. It is actually a newspaper type thing, and it's kind of a vintage look. So we could do this one. So keep in mind with this fold, from the front of the card, a small panel will show of the one side of the paper, and then the rest will kind of be showcased on the inside of the card. So I think if we did this one, we would have this be the little bit that shows this Pebbled Path piece, and then the gold part would be the part that would open up. Let's look at some of the other possibilities here. Here's another one. We could go with a lot of gold here and a little bit of, oops, I got it upside down, a little bit of kind of some words and speckle here. You can't really read the words per se. It looks like there might be some Latin plant names on there, perhaps. So that's one option. So far, I'm kind of leaning towards this one. Now, I think that this paper matches. Let's see, what did I do with that stamp set, you guys? You saw it was here. Okay. This is the Lovely and Sweet bundle. This is the one that Carol Nordquist used for her card here. She used this big flower here. And if I could read Latin, I could tell you what that is. Prunus dulucis. So is that maybe a prune plant? I know this one is vanilla. I'm sufficient enough in Latin to know the word vanilla when it's spelled exactly like it is in English. This one is actually the cocoa bean. So I believe that, let's check it out. I think some of these can be die cut with the dies. I think the paper can be die cut right out of here. Let's see. Hi, Lynn. I'm glad you can catch me live too. Yep, these match up, so you can die cut these images right out of this paper. So we might use this one to decorate our card, but probably won't use it for our base then, although this would be another option, right? Oh, it's an almond. Oh, thank you, Janine. Thank you, Judy. You guys are so smart. All right, this is an almond, and that does kind of look like an almond shape there. So it's an almond plant. Oh, I bet that smells amazing. I love the smell of almond extract. I don't know if it smells anything like real almond, but it's pretty awesome. Just want to check out to make sure that we have are picking our best choices. This one is gorgeous. I mean, this is gorgeous. This is what Carol used on the edge of her card, right? This pretty one. Let's see what the other side is. Oh, the other side's a little busy. Yeah, I don't think I would pair those two together for this particular fold. This would be very pretty to just save as a layer piece because of that elegant gold. So we'll say no to that one. This one I'm also going to say no to. One side is a very subtle gold, kind of a grid pattern. The other side has the almond, the vanilla, and the cacao plants on it, and are made to be cut apart into simple cards. So that, again, that could be another focal point for our card, but it's probably not going to be the one we want to use for the base of the card. All right, so I'm just flipping through to see if there are any others. Oh, this one is quite lovely. Look at that. And I'm not sure that the other side, this side is gorgeous. The other side is pecan pie. And it's okay. I don't know if they coordinate as well as they could. So let me just flip through. Do I have all of them? I think I do. Wait, what's this one? Hold the phone. Hold the phone. Yep, I think we looked at all of them. Okay. All right, let's narrow it down then. All right, so now like this one would be gorgeous together, but we're not doing that. Okay, all right, I'm thinking, so pretty, so pretty. All right, I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna narrow it down between these two, and I'm gonna have you guys help me decide which one we're using. All right, so option one is this, I don't know if you can see that, it's so shiny. It's white leaves with a gold background and a little bit of white speckle. Yeah, that script would be good for masculine with those colors. And then we have a kind of a script and a splatter on the back. So this would be the part kind of poking in here, and this would be the inside of the card. The name of the paper is Nature's Sweetness. So this is one option. The second option is what we're calling you option one. Option one is over there. Option two is this one that has all of the different plants on it, a little bit smaller. And then the other side is this gold splattered newsprint. So for this one, I think we would do it upside down again. I'm really good at that. We would have the plants poking in, and we would go with this one. So one or two, let me know in the comments which way we are going to go. Oh, I'm so excited. We're making a card together. I see more option two. Okay, we're going to go with option two. Got a few ones in there, but the majority say option two. So we're going to go with the splatter. Let me grab, let's see here. Bear with me. Okay. Can't find it. All right. Never mind. I was looking for something. I can't find it. We'll find it later. Okay. Let's go on. Let's cut this paper. So I'm going to grab the paper trimmer. And we're going to cut it. Now this paper has words on it. Let's see. It's kind of vintage. It's like a vintage newspaper, basically. It's talking about animals and plants. Tulips can be planted anytime in the fall, observing directions, blah, 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 blah. So we want to make sure that our words are not sideways. We want them right side up. So I'm going to be cutting a piece of designer paper that's 5 1/4 by 11 1/2. So we're going to put it in the paper trimmer here. And I am using a ring light, so I apologize for that ring reflection you're seeing, and a square light, so that, or a rectangle light, that's the other one you're seeing. So we're going to go with 5 1/4. Go. And then we're going to go with 11 1/2. So we're basically cutting off a 1/2 inch. I'm going to open up the arm here and lay my paper into the 11 1/2 inch mark and cut it right there. All right, there we go. And now we're going to do some scoring. So I'm going to go ahead and close the, do I need that arm open? I might. Let's just leave it open. Yeah, I do need it open. All right, so we're going to score this at 1 3/4. I've got a messy desk and I'm running into stuff on the side here. What a surprise, right? Okay, we're going to go ahead and score it 1 3/4. And then we're going to slide it over to 4 3/4. And we're going to slide it over to 7 3/4. You with me so far, everyone? All right, so there we've got our piece. Jennifer's got the measurements right there. Thank you so much, Jennifer. And I also can put them on the screen at the end. I'll have them when we have our finished card for you as well. Let's go ahead and put that away. And I'm going to go ahead and accordion fold this. Oh, where's your bone folder? Oh, found it. Take a sip, everyone. We're going to bone folder this. Yes, it is a verb. It's a crafting word that we made up. And then we're going to fold it back. So we're just going back and forth here with the accordion folding. I love this speckle. It's just so pretty. And then we're going to fold it forward again for that flap. Okay. So our card's going to open up like this. I think it's a no-brainer that we're going to want to use Pebbled Path for the backing piece of our card. So let me grab a piece of Pebbled Path. Grab a piece of Pebbled Path. That was a tough one to say, but I managed. All right. Paper trimmer has vanished. Oh, I found it. It was right next to me. And open your eyes, Susan. All right. We're going to cut our Pebbled Path at 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So basically 1/4 of the sheet. 5 1/2. There we go. Chia tea. Ooh, that sounds interesting. I know that paper is so gorgeous, right? It is just stunning. All right, so there we have the 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Now, this card, the way Ruth made it, it is the backing piece is a little bit wider than your paper on the sides and not as tall on the top, right? So just be prepared for that. If you don't like that, you could cut this smaller. You could cut off, what would that be? Probably, would you go a whole 1/4 of an inch? Yeah, you could cut a 1/4 inch off the side. I do kind of like that it's got a little more cardstock on the side. So I'm going to go ahead and stay with that. So our card is going to open up like this. Now a workaround, if you weren't loving this on the front of your card, you could cut a strip of one of the other papers in the pack and make it a little bit skinnier and layer that on as an accent if you wanted to. That's always an option, right? Or even just like you could put a strip of gold here if you wanted to pick up a little gold. Those are options that we could certainly do, right? So, all right. So you thought it was green and gold. Oh, nope. Pebbled Path and gold. So, all right, we're going to pull this. Oh my goodness, I'm doing everything backwards tonight. Gracious. All right. Gracious, good heavens. All right, so this is our card. Now we get the fun part. Now we get to decorate it, right? So let's go ahead and get our lovely and sweet. We've got our stamp set here. We've got the dies. Oh, I didn't know there was there's a label in here and like a file tab. That's really cute. And we've got some little flower. Gosh, a lot of little flowers. 1, 2, 3, 4 sets of flowers. So 8 little flowers, some leaves, some sprigs, and then of course it die cuts the other 2 pieces. So there's actually only 3 pieces that match the stamp set, and they also match the Nature's Sweetness paper. So we're going to die cut right from the paper. Let me grab just one moment here. This calls for a die cutting machine. Woohoo! All right, so let's clear some space. It's not easy, messy. All right. So we've got our Stamp and Cut and Emboss machine. Now, right now, Stampin' Up! Is having celebration going on. So if you place a $50 order, you can get a free item like this Flight and Airy paper. Lots of great free choices right now. If your order is larger, there's some $200 or $100 choices. So it's a great time if you don't have the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine to get the machine, because then you're going to qualify for some freebies. So I've got platform number 1, the thin die adapter number 2, cutting plate here. You can see it's one that I've scarred up and cut into. That's number 3. And then where is that pretty paper? We're going to die cut right out of the paper. All right, so I was thinking of what you now inform me is the almond on the front of our card. Let's try that. Let's see what we think if we do the almond. And if we don't like it, then we'll take a vote and see if we want to switch it up maybe to the the cacao or the vanilla. So I am just going to very roughly cut out the image that I want to die cut. I'm going to carefully go between the cacao and the almond here in case I want to cut this one out later. Right, so I'm going to set that aside. And we've got this here. We're going to take the matching die and we're going to die cut this out. Now I know the camera may not be picking up the gold on this, but it is very delicate, very pretty floral piece here. And I'm just being careful to line up the die with the image. And then so that it doesn't shift when I put the top plate on, I'm going to grab a Post-it note here and just hold it in place. Did I get this leaf right? Let me just double check on all my leaf tips to make sure I'm lined up. That looks decent. And then we'll put the top plate on, send it through and see how we did. All right, there we go. Let's take a look here. Oh, that's gorgeous. Wow. Super pretty. Okay, so let's come back to our card here. So, come on, card. Behave. So we've got our card here, and we're going to be adhering this to the flap. And I think we're going to want probably a rectangle or some sort of shape that we can attach our flower to. Our flower is good sized. Now, if you didn't want to cover up the paper behind, you certainly could go with vellum on that. Let's try it with a little pebble path and see what that looks like. So I've got some pebble path. Oh wait, here's one that's even smaller. Let's go with this one. So if I did this, I could go with that, and I could almost go a little bit shorter. Or I could tip it this way. It's a good size piece, but it also could overlap the piece a little bit. I think I want it to do that. All right, I'm gonna cut this. I'm just gonna guess. Guess what? If I guess wrong, I've got more paper, right? So let's see here. I don't recommend you do this at home. Don't put your trimmer on top of your die cutting machine to cut your paper because your craft room is messy. That's just me. I'm gonna try, you know what? Let's try 2.5. 2 1/4 was looking pretty good, but let's try 2.5. I can cut it smaller if I want to, but that's 2.5 there. Take a look here. See how that layers up. I think that's okay. Yeah, I'll go with no, I'm gonna go 2 1/4. Okay, hang on. 2 1/4, and I'm gonna cut it down a little bit. This is how we create, right, friends? You know, you don't always have a set plan when you start creating, right? You just make it up as you go. So we're going to chop a little bit off the end. It looks to be about, let's cut it down by 1/2 inch. What would that be? 3 3/4. Try that. I'll tell you what it ends up being when I'm done chopping it up. Okay, that looks pretty good right there. So on the fly, that's right. That's right, Laura. We're just working on the fly here. All right, so this piece ended up being, 3 3/4 by 2 1/4. 3 3/4 by 2 1/4. All right. And I think this piece should be die cut. What do y'all think? Not die cut, embossed. So where is, Carol used this embossing folder, which is one of the basics 3D embossing folders. It's actually a set of 3 folders that you get. Let me go grab a couple embossing folders and we can do some voting here. I grabbed a whole stack. We don't want this many though. Hang on, I'm digging through, looking for the good ones. All right, this type of eclecticness would work well, I think, with a time-worn type, not worm, time, time-worn type embossing folder. And so that is kind of a vintage look with some words. So that would kind of mirror with what's going on the inside. We also have, what else did I grab in my mad grab across the room here? I'm seeing some suggestions. This one is the distressed tile folder. Might be a little busy. I think this one would be too much. This is gorgeous, the layered florals, but in this particular instance, I think it would be too much. So one more we could do is a very subtle one called painted texture. It looks like stucco on a house. Very, very subtle. Okay, so let's go with one of those. Okay, just one moment. Put these away. I grab one more. All right, I've got one more just because, you know. So this is the this is the textured folder from the 3D Basics. It's the same one that Carol used on her card. So, oh, I've got 4 choices. Good Lord, Susan, that's too many choices. All right, we're doing it anyway. All right, so number 1 is the time-worn type. Number 2 is the distressed tile. Number 3 is the painted texture. And number 4 is this, we'll call it textured. So 1, 2, 3, or 4, let me know in the comments. Even if you already typed the whole word in, just do 1, 2, 3, or 4 because, you know, that's faster, right? And while you're voting, I'm going to grab the 3D plate in case that's the way we go. Are these all 3D? I think they might all be 3D actually. So, oh, they're coming in hot and heavy. Let's see. Whoops, I lost my comments. What happened? Okay, there we go. All right, I can clearly see that you like all of them. Someone's going to be happy no matter which one I choose. I am seeing a lot of 4 and 1s. Oh, there's some 3s in there. There's a clump of 3s. So I'm okay. So distress tile is gone. And let's see. All right. One of each. I'm going to go with the texture one. The last person voted for 4. Oh, and then the one right behind that came in with 1. I think both of those would be good choices. So let me grab this. I'll just throw those. I'll just throw those across the room. I'm afraid this one, because there's wider, a little bit more space between the design, it's going to be hard to see. So let's go with this one. It's a little bit more of an all over pattern. And if we hate it, we'll change our minds, right? So easy. So easy. I have a frog on my throat. I need a sip of water. I need to lose something. That won't be hard because I can't talk right now. All right, we're going to straighten this one up and send it through. All right, let's move the water, Susan, so you can turn the crank. Something is wrong. I have my stack way too big. I have things in here that don't belong. So I only want platform 1 and I only want platform 4 and the thing I'm doing. This stuff is not needed for embossing. Goodness. I'm like, why is that not cranking? Because you're doing it wrong. Wait, something is still wrong. Hang on. No, I think we're okay, right? I don't have anybody extra. All right, now I'm nervous. Am I gonna break my machine? All right, there we go. That feels great. Sorry, I'm shaking everything because we're just rocking and rolling here. All right, let's pull this away. See what we think. So many pretty embossing folders, right? I like having all of them. Now, what's fun about this particular one, now this is part of the Basics 3D folders. Jennifer did drop the link in above. And like I said, it comes with 3 different designs. There's the hobnail glass. pattern, which we used on the most recent Crafternoon Fun Fold. Hopefully you saw this one. This is the, come on, Susan, you can do it. I'm blanking out on the name of our fold. Oh, the box seat fun fold, of course. So this is one of the patterns. Then there's one with flowers that also could be sea stars, starfish. But this one, what I like about this one is you can actually use either side. So you can use the debossed side where it's down in, or you can use the raised up side. Either one looks nice because it's just kind of an all over pattern. So here's what it looks like. And I don't know how well you guys can see this. Here's what it looks like raised up. And here's what it looks like debossed or sunk down in. Which one do you prefer? It's a very subtle difference. The reason I mention it is that Carol on her card actually used the debossed side, which is very pretty. While you're voting for that, I think we can remove this for now. And I would love to have a layer of gold behind this. So I'm going to go ahead and cut a piece of gold to go behind there. Oh, look, I have more die cutting parts. Yeah, just throw them on the chair. It's all good. It's all good. All right, so I was going to find some gold. Oh, there's some right on my desk. Sometimes it works out, never putting anything away. Sometimes there's a plus to that scenario, but usually not. Now I have, this is the not part because I've now completely lost the paper trimmer. How does one lose a big, oh, found it. Okay. Take a sip, everyone. I found the paper trimmer. All right, we're going to cut this a 1/4 inch bigger than our cardstock was. And I believe, if I remember correctly, our cardstock was 3 3/4. So I'm going to cut this at 4. And then our cardstock was 2 1/4. So I'm going to cut this at 2 1/2. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and we'll just do it again. All right, so there is a little bit of gold to put behind this. Oh, that's looking very lovely. I like it. So let's see. Debossed, raised. It's pretty evenly split, actually, on which way we're doing the, oops, sorry, Jennifer, I popped you up there, but she had the gold foil for us. Thank you, Jennifer. It's kind of going back and forth, so I'm just going to leave it debossed. I've seen it both. You're voting for both, so we'll just go with that. And let's go ahead and start putting our card together here. And that would require, that would require some adhesive. I'm confident there is somewhere on this desk. However, this is my holder of supplies. And do you see the problem? There are glue dots and dimensionals, but what did, and I didn't put the scissors away. Oh, here it is, found it. Here's the seal. This goes right, it's actually supposed to go right there, but it was not there. Okay, so let's go ahead and start putting our card together here. So I'm going to just put some seal on the back here. There's something about adding gold to a card that just makes it instant elegance, right? This would be a beautiful anniversary card. It actually would be a very nice sympathy card as well. All right, we're going to go ahead and adhere this to our gold. I'm doing the debossed side up, but you certainly could do it the other way if you prefer. It's all good. And again, we're pairing our gold with Pebbled Path, which is one of the Stampin' Up! In colors. So that one will be around just for another, go away in 2025. All right, so that's going to go right here. So I'm going to run a piece of adhesive just on one side because I don't want to glue my card shut, right? So I'm going to go ahead and put some seal here, sticking myself to the card. Never a dull moment. Never a dull moment. Okay, all right. Let's just center this right here. You do have a couple options. You could offset it a little bit so that it lines up with this fold. I'm actually just going to center it. I like things centered, I have to say. Oops. But it is pretty close to that fold. All right, there we go. And then we're going to put this, anyone guess how we're going to attach this? Dimensionals, of course. You knew that was coming. Dimensionals are just a great, great way to add dimension to your products, hence the name, right? So again, this is the Lovely and Sweet bundle paired with the Nature's Sweetness Designer Series paper. This suite actually has two bundles associated with. You can get one or both, or you can get all the things in the suite. I'm just debating which way I want to tilt my almond plant here. And peel these back. There we go. Got that right here. And I'm just going to take a peek. I think we're going to want to add a little embellishment there because, you know, that's how I roll. Now, you might be wondering, well, Susan, now that's great, but where are we going to sign our card? Well, we're going to add a piece of cardstock on the inside of the card. And I'm just going to show you that suite real quick because I try to remember. I think there might be an embellishment with that suite, but I'm not sure if it'll match our card. Let's take a look. Oh, yes, this one. Okay, so this is the Nature's Sweetness. And the two bundles are the Lovely and Sweet here that we're using today. And also the Notes of Nature is another one that is part of this. And it has a couple of embellishments. One are the adhesive backed cork rounds. And the other is, it's like leather. It's, what's it called? It's gold faux leather trim. So I think that's a little too brown for our project, and so are the corks. So I'm going to go with some gold accents here. I'm just really going to double down on that gold. And let's see what we got. Let's look in our fun drawer, guys. One of my favorite things is adding the sparkly stuff, right? All right, what do we got here? I do like gold a lot, so let's gotta find what I haven't used up. All right, so we do have the brushed metallic adhesive back dots. Those are quite lovely. Let me drop this down a little bit here. Also, we have, if I haven't used them all up, let me check. Oh, I got a few left. I got a few left. The pastel adhesive sequins come with a pretty blue, a pretty pink, and a beautiful gold. I think that would be really pretty. And these, what I like about the sequins is they are lower profile. The brush dots are lovely, but they are quite thick. So they do make it a little bit harder for mailing. If you're going to hand the card to someone, you know, going to a funeral or a wedding, you know, use whatever you want, right? But I'm going to use the sequins. And these are one of my go-tos. I use these a lot. All right. Also in this container is supposed to be a take your pick tool. Now, oh, found it. There it is. Not where it belonged. Oh, what are we going to do with me, you guys? What are we going to do with me? All right, so this one comes with big and small. I'm actually going to pull up the small, and we're going to play around with where we want to place them because we do have some options here. So on the small ones, we could put them at the center of the flowers. Let's see what that looks like. We could do that. I do like that. So there, I've got two in the middle. And then we also could put some outside here. Usually they say with embellishments, it's best to work in an odd number. So 3 or 5 or just 1. Now I'm going to stop right here and think about my words, because if I'm going to add words to the front here, I want to make sure I've got space for them, right? So, oh yes, thank you, Jennifer. This little container, which is designed to hold all the open up things like you see. I mean, it's literally molded to the shape of these things, and this is where the glue dots can pull out of. This is from the Country Hive. My friend Ashley makes all these things along with her husband and her adorable baby. Well, I'm sure her adorable baby probably doesn't help too much with the with the 3D printing, but he sure is cute. All right, where is our lovely and sweet? Here it is. Okay, so we've got lovely and sweet right here. So what Carol used on her card was so sorry. And we could do something like that right there. Congratulations would be another way to go. We could also do a thinking of you. I usually have a thinking of you laying around on my desk. Oh, yes, of course I do. I have a thinking of you right here. Let's clean this up. It clearly has been done in purple. I think, oh yes, I used it for this card, didn't I? I used it for the last one we did. So let's see what it looks like on this. Yeah, I agree with you, Donna. Thinking of you, it's just, since I don't know what I'm going to be using the card for, that way I can use it for anything, birthday, anniversary, anything. So emboss in gold. Oh, Tina, you and I are thinking the same thought there. So emboss in gold would be very pretty, wouldn't it? The question I have is, do you want to emboss it on gold on white or on Pebbled Path like Carol did? Let's just sacrifice some samples here and just see what we think. Before we get to going through the embossing, what stamp set is the Thinking of You from? That's a very good question, Mary. This is from the annual catalog, and it is called Wonderful Thoughts. Here it is right here. And it actually has dies that match it and cut out all of the different sentiments. Thinking of You is the one that we're going to use. So we actually could use the matching dies and die cut it out, or we could do what Carol did, which was use the double oval punch. So I'm just going to punch a plain white one out and put that on here and see what we think. So we could put that right there. Oh, that is nice. I do like that. Let's see what it would look like if we did it with Pebbled Path. Gosh, I'm wasting a lot of paper. Oh well. Oh well. All right. Fonda says no, but I don't know what the no is regarding Fonda. This is what the Pebbled Path would look like. Now I know that isn't very, that would just kind of blend in, but you would, the so sorry would stand out. So I think that would be okay as well. We could even do it on white, maybe with a Pebbled Path layer, but I think that might just be a little too big. It's okay. It's all right. I don't think it needs it though. So let me know in the comments. Fonda says no on the white. Let me know in the comments if you want to do, you can always buy more paper. I know, right? And I have a demonstrator discount, so I can buy more paper, no problem. In fact, if you're considering joining Stampin' Up! To just giving it a try, this is the perfect time to do it, because during celebration, you get a bonus. So right now you get the starter kit, you get $125 of stuff of your choice for 99 bucks. Shipping is free, so you just pay tax. Plus, during celebration, you get either 30 additional choices of product, or you can get the Glass Mat Studio, which is a $60 option for free. All right, we're going to emboss in gold, and we're going to emboss on it's pretty slip. Yeah, it looks like Pebbled Path has leaped into the lead. So let's grab a piece of Pebbled Path that I haven't punched in. I'm using a lot of P's, Pebbled Path and punching. All right, we've got our Pebbled Path, we've got our stamp. Now we want to do some gold embossing. So we're going to grab some additional supplies. We are going to grab an ink pad called Versamark ink. This is a wet and sticky ink that is going to allow our gold powder to stick to. And so guess what? We need our gold powder. Bear with me one moment. It has vanished. Oh, it's right here. And I'm also going to grab the Embossing Editions toolkit. This is this little tray, the embossing buddy, some little tweezers that are going to help me not get burned. And then we will also need our heat gun. All right. Heat tool, where are you? Oh, found it. Take a sip, everyone. I have found the heat tool. Woohoo! We are getting all set up here. Goodness, hang on. Having a little issue. All right, come here, you. Okay. Bear with me one moment. We're going to go dark for a second. All right. I'm going to have an outlet. All right, now we're cooking with gas. I've lost my lighting here a little bit, but that's okay. We'll muck through. I needed an outlet for my heat gun. I didn't know we were going to emboss tonight, and it should have occurred to me that was an option. So I'm going to take my embossing buddy, and I'm just going to rub it on the Pebbled Path cardstock here. And then I'm going to go ahead and ink up my sentiments right here in Versamark ink. And I'm sorry it got a little bit dark. I had to unplug my ring light here. And I thought it got it plugged back in, but clearly I didn't. So, all right, so I've got that stamped in Versamark on the Pebbled Path. Clean my tray out here. I'm going to grab the metallic Stampin' Emboss powders. And I'm going to grab the gold embossing powder. The lighting's okay. Oh, good. All right. So we'll just sprinkle that on. Oh, thanks for the reminder, Carol. I actually had all the embossing powders right in the tray because I use the metallics a lot. All right, so I'm just making sure that I've got good coverage there. Now these are just dry. If I don't do anything, they will just fall off later when the ink dries. So now I need to heat it and melt it. And that's where the heat tool comes in. Okay, we are operational. Just checking to make sure. And we're going to go ahead and melt this. I should be using the tweezers, but I think I'm far enough away that I'm not going to get burnt. Should be able to start to see that turning here. All right, there's our thinking of you. I don't know if it's going to fit in the oval. I think it's going to be too big, so that's okay. Oh, look at that. It's almost perfect. Wow. I thought it was going to be too big, but it's going to work just fine. So let's go for it. I was going to say, if it hadn't have fit, we could have just used a die. So Sheila had a question. She was wondering why we use this embossing buddy. So when you touch your paper and pick it up, you have oils in your hands and you leave kind of oily spots on there. It doesn't show on the paper, but the powder will stick to it. And then you get like little blobs of powder where you don't want them. So if you rub your cardstock with the embossing buddy first, that gets rid of any static, any oils in the paper. And then that way the granules of embossing powder will only stick to the greeting. Okay, so let's finish our card out. Oh, look, Susan's made a mess. What a shocker. So we're going to add in our thinking of you in the upper corner here. I'm going to go ahead back to the dimensionals. Oh, you guys, you are amazing. Look at the beautiful card we made. I had no idea what this is going to look. I didn't even know what paper we're going to use when we started. You guys are awesome. I think we did good. All right, let's put this on. And then we still need to put our piece for the inside. Okay, so I've got my thinking of you there. I know that's not showing up as pretty as it is in person, but it is absolutely gorgeous. As always, I will post a pictures in our Sue Stampfield Facebook group. Anyone is welcome to hang out with us over there. We're going to add a panel in here. And then I'll put the measurements on so you can take a screenshot. So that inside panel is going to be 2.5 by 5. 2.5 by 5. That requires a paper trimmer, Susan. Up, I found it. It was on my chair. Oh, golly. All right, 2.5 by 5. And I'm just going to leave it blank for now because I don't, like I said, I'm not sure yet what occasion I'll be using this card for, but now I can customize it for whatever occasion. So I'm going to go ahead and just put some seal on this and stick it inside. You can make this skinnier if you want. I don't think you can make it too much whiter because it would possibly show. So I kind of made it as white as I could without, it could go a little bit more. A little bit more. Okay, now I got to tidy and get the measurements in here so you can take a screenshot. Oh, Susan, clean up your area. Oh my heavens to Betsy. Okay. All right, here we have our lovely and sweet Thinking of You card. There we go. Hopefully that screenshot will. Jennifer does a lot. She's amazing, isn't she? You are amazing, Jennifer. She needs combat pay. Oh, that's hilarious. You guys are so funny. So we do appreciate all that you do, Jennifer Walsh. Thank you so much. So Jennifer is here on YouTube and dropping in the comments. If you're over on Facebook, no worries. You can take a screenshot right now of all of the dimensions right there. And what do y'all think of our card? I think it's gorgeous. And I can't wait to send this one to someone. All right. Thank you all for making and sending handmade cards. I'm going to flip over here. Thanks for spreading kindness throughout the world with all of your card making efforts. I appreciate all that you do. Thanks for hanging out with me, and thanks for helping me design this beautiful card. You're awesome. Take care, everyone. I'll be back Tuesday night at 7:30 Central Time for another video adventure. See you then. Bye-bye.